Hello, and thank you for stopping by to yet another edition of the Massachusetts Tequila Reviews program here on YouTube. My name is Thomas Metal 75, and this is your Massachusetts Tequila Reviews with a brand that has just showed up in my local neck of the woods here in Southeastern Massachusetts that I've heard about throughout the tequila fandom on YouTube and internet. And when I saw that this local liquor store was bringing in the brand, I knew I had to go out and try this brand and acquire their Blanco tequila, Wild Common Tequila Blanco. This is 42% ABV, and unfortunately, I didn't realize until I got home from the liquor store that I got charged an extra $10 for this bottling. It should have been $54.99 on sale. They charged me $64.99, which is not, in my estimation, a really good price for Blanco tequila. I digress, and when I go through and do the rating and the number grades for the tequila, I will be rating this and grading this tequila as if it were at that sell price of $54.99. So good information on the bottle. They tell you all the information you want to know about the tequila right on the back of the bottling, which says the master distiller is Salvador Rosales Trejo, nicknamed Chava. And this was roasted for 72 hours in small 12 to 16-ton brick ovens. The extraction method is traditional stone Tahona and roller mill. Fermentation is natural with agave fibers, and the distillation is 2 times in stainless and copper pot stills. A little story. This bottle was a journey. Their search for a truly authentic tequila distillery, a respect for the Rosales family's time-honored traditions, and a personal quest to find a balanced, clean-tasting, and artisanal tequila, all of which led us to a broader mission, to bring people together to laugh, to celebrate, and to connect as a community for the common good. We invite you to join our journey. Salud. And this is the 7B lot, and it is a fresh crack. So let's get to that fresh crack, shall we? Alright. Put that in the pocket. Alright, we're going to use a little nosing glass for the tequila. And we're going to go through the 10-point or the 6-point rating system to round out to 100 points. Looks and aesthetics will get up to 10 points. Value gets up to 10 points. And aroma, taste, mouthfeel, and finish will all get up to 20 points maximum to equal 100. So without further ado, let's open up the tequila and get it in the glass. It says on the tape around the top of the bottle, nothing added, nothing lost. And it's got a nice wooden cap on it. Let's get a little pop, shall we? Ooh, synthetic. Yeah, synthetic cork. But again, I tend to really like those. They don't disintegrate. Alright, let's get the Wild Common Tequila Blanco in the glass. Real excited here. Can't wait to give this one a try. Alright, so the bottling is excellent. I love the information on the bottle. I love the presentation. I love what it gives you for information. And this one is super clear. It's got that nice silver unaged look to it. It's got nice legs running down the glass. It's a good looking tequila. Let's see what she's like on the nose, the aromas. Oh, nice. Bright cooked agave notes. Cinnamon, baking spice, vegetal, earthy. Sweet, nice. Natural sweetness to it. White pepper notes. Very peppery and vegetal. Earthy. Maybe a little bit of grapefruit and in the citrus note. Maybe a little olive briny, but nothing too crazy there. It's more of a cleaner nose than funky. There's a nice lemon lime and grapefruit citrusy note going on in this one. I could smell that for days. That is nice and bright. Nothing too acidic in this at all. Excellent nosing. That is inviting. Let's try it. Tequila Blanco from Wild Common. Salud. Ooh, a lot of mint up front on this one. It's very poignant in the mint department. I get some of the anise and the black licorice towards the finishing notes. A nice natural sweetness. It's dry for the most part. All in the first sip, people. I do get the lemon limey notes to it. I do get a grapefruit pithiness to it. I do get the peppery notes to it. I do get a vegetal, earthy note to it. There's nothing funky about this tequila. I'm not getting any weird cheese or malolactic, funky, wild yeast strain notes to this one at all. This is pretty clean, mostly. There's a nice minerality to it as well. The mint lingers in the mid-palate before it dries. And it's just naturally sweet. That is goddamn delicious. I am excited about that tequila. I'm glad I bought that. Mouthfeel. It's about a medium body mouthfeel. It's not super thick or viscous. I wouldn't call this creamy, but it really is enveloping the entire palate. And I'm really getting left in that palate with a lot of like the peppery notes to it. The peppery and the grapefruity kind of notes to it. It's a great mouthfeel without being too overpowering. We talked a little bit about the finish, didn't we? And the finish is a long and minty. It's definitely long and minty, and it's got a peppery note to it. A little bit vegetal. Yeah. And yeah, peppery, minty, vegetal, I would say, in the finish. And I'm still getting those minty notes. They really last around a while. So, interesting stuff here, guys. I'm not mad at the price point, honestly. There's a bunch of flavor going on in this. Even at $64.99. I think at $54.99, this is a rush out and get it now. Definitely. At $64.99, there are some other things almost $20 cheaper, like a G4 Blanco, that could probably rival this one, I bet you. But this is so refined. It's got a really mature agave note and flavor to it. I'm just loving this tequila right particularly now. And at first crack of the bottle, this was very easy to determine that this is a good bottle. A lot of the time it's hard for me to do that. So, let me put together some numbers and scores, and we will be right back with the final grades of Wild Common Tequila Blanco. Stay tuned, everybody. All right, and we are back to discuss the final scores and grades for Wild Common Tequila Blanco. And just to recap really quickly, we use a 6-point rating scale to round out to your 100 points. Your looks and aesthetics and value individually get up to 10 points maximum, with aroma, taste, mouthfeel, and finish all getting up to 20 points maximum each to get to a maximum 100 for your rating. All right. So for me, I give the looks and aesthetics a 9 out of 10. I love the bottle, and I certainly love the information that's on this bottle. It's all right there for you. Not a mystery. You don't have to scour, which is fun, don't get me wrong, but you don't have to scour through Tequila Matchmaker to find all the information on how the tequila was produced. So, good stuff there. Much appreciated. The legs looked great in the tequila. 42% ABV. Nice presentation. 9 out of 10. Outstanding. Aroma, 19 out of 20. I could stick my nose in that tequila for literal days. I love that lemon lime, grapefruit, natural sweetness, roasty, cinnamony notes, that earthy note. I love it. Taste, 18 out of 20. I was going to give it a 19 out of 20. However, while I was putting the scores together, I did notice that a little bit more of a funky, yeasty element than initially started coming out in the tequila, and that's one of my least favorite aspects to tequilas that I've tried, is that overly funky, kind of near a cheesy kind of a thing, which it got towards that a little bit, so I deducted another point. But 18 out of 20, I really like this tequila. Mouthfeel's going to get an 18. We talked about that one already, having a really nice oily mouthfeel that coated the entire palate. I provided all of those nice peppery, minty notes. Not really creamy or super viscous, but does it not envelop the palate really nicely. The finish is also going to get an 18. It's primarily a lot of that spice and the mint that just goes on and continues forever. If that's what you like, and I do love those notes, this is going to be a real good one for you, I think, in that finish. Not crazy complex in the finish, but it's just a nice ride of pepper and mint. So get prepared for that one on the Wild Common. And as $54.99 would be concerned, if that were what they charged me for this at the store, I would give this tequila a 9 out of 10. Did I give it a 9 out of 10? I just put my notes away. No, 8 out of 10. My apologies. 8 out of 10 for the value. At $64.99, there's some tequilas that you can spend far less on and get almost as enjoyable of an experience, honestly. The G4s and the Tequila Ochos are a little bit cheaper, and they provide such a great value and experience. This is just a very elegant, artisanal, crafty, in my book, kind of a tequila. And it definitely performs in that way. For a grand total, the Wild Common Blanco Tequila gets a 90 out of 100. It's not easy to get that on my channel. So good job, Wild Common. I'm so glad I got this bottle. Nice and refreshing is this tequila, not on a hot 80-degree day like we got here in the beginning of May 2025. So, this Lot 7B, or as it says inside of the bottle, 513, and it says 23/03/2024, for this Wild Uncommon Tequila Blanco bottling, 90 out of 100. Let us know if you've had Wild Common and what you're drinking currently for tequilas. And until next time, keep tasting those great tequilas. Salud! We'll see you soon.